Right, we had a pretty awesome week in baseball, but I'm here to catch you up on everything that you need to know what happened in baseball last week. First off, Max Scherzer. I'm sure you guys all know this by now, but ejected and suspended 10 games for sticky substance use. Listen, I'm thinking that Scherzer was okay. He's swearing that it's sweat and rosin. He seems very convinced. Umpire Phil Cuzzi has been the guy to eject all three people, all three pitchers who have been ejected for sticky substance use this year. So it seems like Phil Cuzzi kind of just has it out for pitchers. I don't know, just doesn't seem, something's not adding up, I guess you could say. But Scherzer didn't even bother to appeal, saying because he knew that it was not going to be a fair trial, so to say. Anyway, but yeah, here's the suspension. Well, not the suspension, but the ejection. Take a look. There you can see Scherzer just pleading with Phil Cuzzi, pretty much saying, hey, this is not, an illegal substance. I have been using sweat off of my body and rosin, and it's not my fault that it's getting like this. Now, whether this was very, very sticky, like Scherzer was doing it intentionally or not, I don't know, but Scherzer has come out previously and said that this is going to be the case, that sweat and rosin can get pretty sticky together. He seems pretty confident that that's what it was. Now, it doesn't matter. He's suspended 10 games, not 10 starts, 10 games. So we'll see him again in, about a little over a week. But yeah, it's just not a great look for Major League Baseball to have one of their star pitchers and a future Hall of Famer being suspended 10 games when he's had a clean record prior to this. But I don't know. Now, one thing that I'm more of a fan of. A's bought some land in Las Vegas and looking to possibly move by 2027. Bought some land down on the Strip in Las Vegas. Here a tweet by ESPN. The Oakland A's have signed a binding agreement to purchase the land near the Las Vegas Strip. They intend to construct a $1.5 billion, 35,000 seat Major League ballpark. Team president Dave Kaval said Wednesday night. So, Oakland A's fans are not too happy about this. They didn't want to move. I don't necessarily blame them because it kind of sucks for your team to be moving, especially when you just aren't showing up because your team's not putting money into the team. Like, your owner's not putting money into the team. Your owner's not trying to keep the star players. They're trading them out of town. Really, the A's were a good team in 2019, 2020. And they traded away all their star players, didn't really try to re-sign them, bring them back. I understand the frustration from Oakland A's fans. Personally, though, I think it's a good move for Major League Baseball. Las Vegas is going to be a much bigger market. There's a lot of tourism, obviously, there. And I think that it's going to be better for the league as a whole having the A's move to Las Vegas. And personally, I think they should do a rebrand, whether that's a renaming, new jerseys, all of that. I think that would be good. I'm probably thinking of black and white, black and dark gray theme jerseys. And I'm not sure what name. Aces would have been awesome, but that's the WNBA team name there in Las Vegas. So that kind of sucks that that's out of it. But I'm sure they got something up their sleeves. Yeah, it's a good joke. Aces up their sleeve. But I think this is good for Major League Baseball as a whole. Another thing that's good for Major League Baseball, Fernando Tatis Jr. has made his MLB debut for the first time in like 2 years. It was suspended, obviously, for PED use, and he's back now. He went 0 for 5, I think, in his first night, and then last night he went 1 for 4. Still waiting on that first home run from him. But overall, I think this is great for the Padres and Major League Baseball. His first night, he received a mix of boos and cheers as he was on the road for the against the Diamondbacks, and obviously they don't have an incredible fan base. The stadium was not packed by any means, and there was quite a few Padres fans in the crowd to be mixing in those cheers along with the Diamondback fans' boos. But I think that this is good for Major League Baseball as well, because seeing as he was one of the marquee players in the league just 2 years ago, he was the star of the league. Now Shohei has taken that over, debatably, but I think it's also great just to have this guy back in the league and to be shining on the brightest stage again. Padres could use the boost too, as Soto's been struggling to start the year, and the Padres haven't been off to a hot start as some people expected them to be, with the Diamondbacks leading the NL West at this point. Interesting. But yeah, let's move on and talk more about Shohei Ohtani here, as Aaron Judge robbed Shohei of a home run as they were playing in the Bronx. It's just an epic moment, and let's see it right here.
Ohtani hits a high fly ball to center. Aaron Judge all the way back to the wall. That ball is caught by Judge. He robs Ohtani of a home run.
Judge with the little bobble, gotta love that, in his glove, and then he caught it in his hand there, sort of at the end. Love to see this. Just two of the brightest stars in the league, the last two AL MVPs, competing against each other. You gotta love it. And Judge robbing Shohei is awesome. Judge had a home run that game then later. So, you love to see this, and it's great for Major League Baseball that its stars are competing against each other. Obviously, would have been awesome to see Shohei pitch in the Bronx, especially since he got lit up the last two times that he was there. And it's just a really awesome moment to see these two competing against each other, and then ultimately Judge stealing a home run from Shohei. It's just that's a great moment to start the season here. Somebody who could have done a little better with something that they're debuting this season, the Rangers. New City Connect jerseys. Yeah, I'm not exactly a fan of these, personally. I mean, you had so many possibilities that you could have went with this, and you end up with these sort of like a cream color top and then the black black pants. I don't know. I like the lettering a little bit. There's some history, I believe, to them. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I feel like they could have did better for sure. Kyle, other guy from ATD here, was saying that they should have did something with like a rope lettering. That would have been really cool. Rangers with rope. I don't know. You're sort of representing the whole state here. You're not the whole state. You got the Houston Astros sharing the state with you, and you sort of leaned into the whole Texas Rangers and making them the Texas Rangers theme by going with the whole state. But I don't know. Could have done better, I think, but I'm not sure they're the worst in the league yet. No. So there's some worse ones, but it feels like there was so much potential that they sort of missed out here on what they were doing. Could have been better is what I'll say. Some guys who are off to a hot start, and they did not. They couldn't be doing much better to start the season. Andrew McCutchen and Joey Gallo off to hot starts. Here's McCutchen's numbers: 277, 18 hits, 4 homers, 9 RBIs in 19 games so far this season. You love that for Kutch. Coming back to Pittsburgh, it was sort of like nobody else sort of wants him kind of deal, and the Pirates would love to have him back because he's selling tickets, and obviously he has all that history in Pittsburgh. So you love to see that for Kutch. And then Joey Gallo, I'm a fan of his because what this guy can do, especially prime Rangers Joey Gallo, is awesome. And to think that this year he's hitting almost 300 to start the season, 8 hits, 5 homers, 11 RBIs. He was injured a little bit to start the season, I think. That's why he's only got 10 games played. But 8 hits and 5 of them are homers. That's Joey Gallo numbers right there. That's awesome. And hopefully we can get back to some prime Joey Gallo is what I'm hoping for. The Twins are an exciting team to start this season. One of the best in the American League, led by their pitching. But hopefully Gallo can contribute on the offensive end, which is what they really need this season, as they've not been scoring a lot of runs, but their starting pitching has been awesome to hold it down, hold their opponents to even less runs than they're scoring, basically. I gotta love that. And a starting pitcher who could He hasn't been holding his opponents to very many runs. He's been letting them everywhere. Mad Bum, designated for an assignment by the D-backs. Obviously, he's going to be looking to be picked up. You would think he's going to be looking to be picked up by a team. My opinion, this has Angels written all over it, signing an old starting pitcher who had success somewhere else. I'm not saying they're not going to give him a big deal or anything. Obviously, he's going to get veterans minimum, but he's still got a lot of money he's accepting from the Diamondbacks. It's just he's been off to a rough start and never really clicked for him in Arizona. He had some good starts, but not anywhere near what he was for the Giants. Other teams that could make sense, I guess, would be the Rangers. Looking for starting pitching. It just, I don't know, feels right because he's very much a country guy, Texas kind of guy, it seems like. So we'll see whether he even wants to play. Could be a conversation because, he's sort of almost done it all. He's probably not winning a Cy Young at this point in his career, and that's kind of the only thing he hasn't done. It's kind of sucks to see him decline this much, but it's going to happen when you're getting up there in age, and it just hasn't been the same for him since he left San Francisco. This guy, Drew Smyly, he lost a perfect game in the 8th inning versus the Dodgers on this play here. Check it out.
Hey. Little dribbler, third base side, tough play.
Don't you dare.
No.
Come on. That can't be how it ends.
Wow.
Can't be.
As you see, just a little dribbler down the third base line. Smyly thinks he's getting it. Yan Gomes, the catcher, thinks he's getting it. Smyly goes down to pick it up. Yan Gomes is going to jump over him, but Yan Gomes does not have those white boy hops in this case, as he just sort of falls on the back of Smyly, and it wasn't a pretty sight. Not a great way to lose a perfect game. That kind of sucks there, especially against the Dodgers. So, hey, that would have been something. Drew Smyly, obviously a very long-time veteran pitcher in the league. Would have loved to see it for him and the Cubs, who were playing a nice brand of baseball to start this season. But alas, it was not to be, as Yan Gomes sort of got in the way. It would have been a tough play either way, because that little dribbler down the third base line, that's hard, especially if you don't see it coming. Obviously, they were not going to there. But yeah, it was a tough play, and whether Gomes would have had a better angle at it or Smyly, hard to say, but Smyly seemed like he was going to get it, and then Yan Gomes was in the way. But hey, great effort. That was an awesome pitching day by Drew Smyly there. So love to see that overall. And that's all that we got for this week. It was a great week in baseball. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again next week. And I hope to recap everything that happened next week in baseball. Make sure you subscribe. Check out all the other things we're doing on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere else. So yeah, make sure to follow all that and check out what we're doing, and we'll see you again next week. See ya.